like Kamen Rider and Ultraman.
Yeah.
So that
So
that's how like long I've been into this. It's been over 10 years.
I love
Raider.
I love my cocaine addicts. Because of this sale the other day, I bought the Forbidden and the Calamity so I could like complete the trio, and then I got all the other Zaft mobile suits. I think now since there's like an hour left on this sale, um, I'm gonna get the remainder kits.
So what you're saying is
Uh,
watching Seed was a bad idea because now you're obsessed.
I get why people like the kids so much now. I used to be like, why is Bandai doing so many goddamn fucking Seed master grades all the fucking time? Master grades should just be called Seed 1/100th at this point. But I get it now.
yeah, that's how Gundam works. Is you watch the show, and then you want the kits, and you buy the kits, and then you watch more shows, and you buy their kits, and then now you have a collection of like over 200 model kits, and you can't stop.
Special guest, I guess friend to the channel, unwillingly a friend to the channel now.
Yeah, we kidnapped.
We got Empy.
I don't see a problem with this. Hi, I'm MP. I make Type Moon stuff sometimes when I have the time to, and I also like giant robots, which is why I'm here.
I'm Robert 184 with Gun Reviews.
Oh, the
.net.
nostalgia blast. Oh, the nostalgia blast. Oh, I miss him.
I'm not
Where
on
is he?
Dawnbreaker. I don't know. He like reviewed like a Morbius Lego set and then like fucked off like 2 years
He
ago.
literally just reviewed like a random Morbius and then just disappeared. I'm like, bro, come on, I miss
back.
you. We miss you.
I need your super in-depth reviews because I'd rather not go to Mecha Guy Kotsu.
Aside from that, we're talking about Seek Freedom, right?
Yeah. So
Yes.
we're
The
this is a very special episode. We're not actually watching Gundam this time. We're just
We're
going to talk
talking
about
about
it.
it.
Yeah.
So
So
so just one half of the
mhm.
component missing.
Yeah, we've all seen
crazy.
Gundam Seed Freedom in theaters.
Yes.
Uh, uh, the worst Gundam movie ever.
So bad.
uh, that's an obvious joke. Yeah. So
So bad that I want to watch it again already, but I can't.
I walked out of the theater and was like, once the tears ended from that ending, I went, God damn, I want to see that again right now. Bought a ticket, went right back into the theater screen. The people were cleaning up. They're like, did you forget something? I'm like, no, I'm just seeing the movie again.
So
That
smart.
sorry.
That's a power move.
That reminds me, because like like I live in the foresty areas of so for context, everything is really far away from me, and that includes certain movie theater chains because there's not a lot of them near me. So I had to drive over an hour to go to a movie theater that like has a partnership with Fathom Events so I could go see Seed Freedom, and I decided to show up an hour before the movie so I could know that I get there on time and get everything and no hiccups, and I'm not like trying to be like, fuck, where's my seat? Right? I ended up
Yeah.
being there so fucking early that when I walked into the theater room instinctively, they were halfway through Challengers, the movie. I just like I thought it was like some weird commercial, and I'm like, wait, no, that's the weird skinny blonde guy from Challengers, and the whole theater's empty except for like one person, like all the way in the back, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I could like see half of Challengers for free, but I also have no desire to see Challengers.
Walked in for the Zendaya sex scene and left.
I had no
Amazing.
desire I had no desire to see challengers, so I was literally like sitting in like this little bar stool area in the theater like ticket purchasing area, just piecemealing my popcorn just to like kill time. I was like trying to like strategize ways to kill time because I didn't want to go in to see half of challengers.
That's fair. No,
Yeah,
that's totally understandable. Can't blame
that's
you
how
on that.
That's how early I was, and, like, the guy who, like, told me which theater to go to looked at me confused, and I'm like, "Half of Challengers is still showing the movie, it hasn't switched over." He goes, "Oh," and he, like, laughed. So,
Crazy.
yeah.
That do be a scheduling moment.
Yeah, well, I mean, the showings are really sparse in my area, like, I didn't even get, like, in that theater, they didn't even do, like, a second day showing for the dub.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
pain.
No, they did exclusively just, the sub.
Mm. The owner of the theater I went to, he must be a really big fucking nerd because that's where I saw Shin Ultraman. No other theater in my city was doing Shin Ultraman. So I went to that one both days, sub and dub. But they never did
Nice.
Oh,
-1. Like Cineplex did
that
like a exclusive
I
-1
s
thing.
I
So
still have not seen that movie because I was just not able to,
yeah,
and life
because
is pain.
yeah, yeah, that's so funny because you missed two of the hype movies. You missed -1, and then you
Yeah,
missed
I See
Freedom.
freedom. I could have I if I left Canada like a few weeks later, I would have been able to catch -1. If I left Japan 1 week later, I would have been able to catch Seed Freedom. And because I was in the countries for the amount of time I was, I missed both at the perfect time, and I hate myself for it.
That's
Oh
so
man,
epic.
That's so it is what it is.
yeah. At least you got to
But
watch it now, right? You could
I did
Yeah.
get to watch it now, and I'm
yeah.
very happy I did because I really like the film.
hmm Well, you could
Yeah,
also watch -1 now because it's on Japanese Amazon
Thank
Prime
you,
Video.
VPN.
Yeah,
Yes,
well,
this
probably
episode
will.
of Gundam Gremlins,
sponsored by
um,
Amazon Prime Video.
I was gonna say sponsored by Surfshark VPN, which it's
Oh,
not. That's
oh,
a lie.
no.
That's false.
Yeah.
It's a fucking lie.
Um,
Oh my
VPN
god.
services, they are important.
they are indeed, yes. So for some context, MP, I told you
Yes,
what we were doing pretty much from the first day. I think I asked you like right after my exam when I was going, oh, should I binge all of Seed? Is this doable? I was doing the calculations. My friend gets out of his exam. He's like, what are you doing? Are you trying to figure out your final grade? I said, no, I'm trying to see if I could grind 90 episodes of Gundam. I think I asked you this if because I asked about the compilation films and Dawn signed on to do this, and then we picked
Yeah.
up two of our friends from this server, and we watched all of Seed, and we recorded all of it. So we've got our genuine reactions to the entire Seed show. We got 10 episodes into
it's excellent.
Destiny, and then we're like, oh shit, we're not gonna make it. So then we watched the compilation films, which
Compilation films are pretty
the
alright, yeah.
Destiny compilation films were pretty good.
You
Like
could definitely tell
My,
there's a lot of
obviously,
shit that gets skipped
yeah.
over.
I mean, as long as you get the general idea, that's fine. They
Mhm.
That
did
was
re-air
yeah.
the films in preparation for Freedom as like a recap for everyone. So like clearly the creators also thought that's like it's fine as a like a stand-in.
Yeah.
So as long as
Like
you get enough for freedom, I don't see any problems. The
like
important part is getting to freedom, and freedom is good.
all
Mhm.
like the compilation films, so even the ones for Seed.
I don't think so, but like that's what they did in Japan. Like all the films got a re-airing,
Okay,
so that was a thing that happened before Freedom's release.
Mhm.
So
that's good.
is it the
That's
ideal experience? I don't think so, but is it a
no.
viable experience? Yeah,
Yeah.
like the creators sure seem to think so.
Mhm. The Destiny ones at least made all of us walk away from the movies wanting to watch the show. So, because
That's fair.
normally with
That's what it
compilation
should do.
films, especially with Gundam, it's like you watch it in substitute of the show, and
Yeah,
anything that's important is in there. But with Destiny,
Yeah.
like
they skip
the
over a whole desert
yeah,
arc and it's just shown in a
the
fucking
desert arc
montage.
skipped. The
Yeah.
the trio that make up the Dom trios at the end. Those guys are skipped
Yeah.
over until they appear in their Doms, and
And
that's kind of
and
that's kind
Lockus
of
just
weird because
explains it as
they're
like, oh, they're friends.
Okay.
yeah
To be fair, that is also not a thing in the series either. So
Is
that
it?
is not from
Oh,
the films. That's actually just them appearing out of nowhere.
okay.
Wait, they're not in the show?
They are in the show for very, very little. That's
Probably
why
longer
also
than the
again, okay,
movie.
so
Oh, okay.
this is spoiler talk, right? So we can talk spoilers about Seed Freedom.
For
Yeah.
freedom, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why they were just killed off randomly in the Seed Freedom film because no one cares about
Really? What the
yeah,
that's so funny.
because they're not relevant characters. It's like they are the background characters
Hmm.
that you kill off. So it's like, well, gotta put up the stakes somehow. Just
Yeah.
kill off these no-name characters that appear for a bit in the original series and set up the stakes. And they did that, so rest in peace.
Rest in peace, cannon fodder.
Happens. But yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we could work through the movie a little chronologically if we want to talk about things
Yes.
that pop up that are cool. Um, the
Kira has
Haro.
a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, Kira does have a motorcycle, and they hyped that motorcycle up a lot.
There's an advertisement for it in real life.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I saw a tweet about that from the Gundam Twitter, and it's like super exciting. A 1-to-1 replica of the bike that Kira and Lacus ride around
Oh,
in from Seed
yeah, they
Freedom, and it's just like a motorcycle you could go buy.
yep, they're motors they sure are motorcycles and they're real.
Yeah,
They exist.
yeah. They had that nice product shot when it's panning through their house, their really expansive house. I like the you saw the director interview at the start, right?
Yes, we
Yeah.
did see the interview in my theaters.
I like how he said, one of my favorite scenes is when Lacus is just cooking. And it's just like, why are they in this big house cooking so much food?
I remember seeing in the director interviews where he's like, "Yeah, I wanted to do some slice of life stuff." Because I don't know if you guys had like the little director
We
interview
did,
thing
yeah,
playing
we
before the
all
movie.
did. We all did.
Okay, okay. So my favorite detail about that is when he mentions like, "Yeah, I wanted to do some slice of life stuff. See like Kieran Lacus's life together. They're living in a house that doesn't really make sense for them to live in based on their means or whatever." So it's literally just the director wanted to just give him like a really like sick like fucking house and motorcycle,
Hmm.
um,
and, and
or
they did
whatever.
get that.
They did get that.
Yeah.
That was pretty nice.
Offhand
So
comment, but like watching Lacus cook made me feel really hungry. I was like,
Right?
I like seeing the
I
fried
want
foods.
some food.
Holy shit
I
balls!
want some fried food now.
Get this man his fried food.
I just want some fried food. Kieran didn't even get to eat it because he was late. I was just
Fucking
eating the fried food, shake my
bastard.
head.
He was too busy developing a sick new backpack.
The backpack is more important than my wife.
Because he was working on the Akatsuki in that scene. I didn't notice that until I was rewatching it for the second time, my third viewing. He wasn't working on the Freedom. He was working on bringing stuff
He was
over
work.
from the Freedom to the Akatsuki, which
Yeah,
explains, the big fuck ass gun that appears later on.
I
the
love
Zeus
guns.
silhouette, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, no, that thing
Yeah.
was sick. I'm totally getting the high grade
Yeah.
of that.
I've
Um,
already steeled myself that I will buy every single Freedom kit down the line. It's a matter of when,
Oh
not
yeah, which
if,
reminds
and
me,
I
I
need
gotta
money.
pre-order that Black Knight set so I can have all the Black Knights.
It's so poor.
average Gundam fan be like,
Yeah, I can't even deny it. It is the Gundam experience is literally just watch part of the franchise, buy all the model kits,
mhm.
suffer, but suffer with a smile.
Yeah, I went to a model shop yesterday after the movie with my brother, and my brother, for context, he only builds the Pokemon Snap kits. Um, the
I want
only
those kits kind of
they're
ish.
they're pretty good. The only Gundam kits he's built was the Hygog, and then he picked up the
Oh,
Zagok
funny.
because he
Yes,
loves
it's
the
the Gawk, my
Xeon.
beloved.
He loves the mono eyes. Um, and
Excellent, good taste.
he's looking at this and he's looking at like the translucent Gundam from one of the Build Fighter OVAs. He's looking at the Build Strike. And then he looks at the Master Grade Buster Gundam that I've been eyeing for literally 3 months now. And he's like, so do you think I have enough experience for a master grade?
Holy shit.
I
And
just
to his credit,
hypothetically build one. Yeah.
he did buy one, so I'm going to build my Buster with them. But
You don't I don't think master grades are that hard. Like the only real challenge in terms of like building stuff is real grade from my
oh yeah,
experience.
no real.
Because like
I don't have good experiences with real grades.
yeah, they are the hardest grade for sure. Like the kits that exist can be very good if you know how to build model kits, but they are definitely the hardest to build. Like I built a perfect grade and it was way easier than building a real grade.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, because like the parts are so much bigger, so it's like a giant like
Exactly.
kit. Wait, actually, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you specifically get the real grade, not real grade, perfect grade Fenix?
No, I got the
I'm thinking.
perfect grade RX-78 like
Okay,
the
so
Unleashed one.
okay, so I'm thinking of a different account then because I remember there's like one of the Gundam accounts I follow on X on Twitter. Bought the perfect grade Fenix, but like the non-narrative version, so it didn't have like little tails on the armor DEs. And I
Actually,
remember
you
them being
might be talking about me, but that's a bootleg. It's not the actual one. That's like a
ah
knockoff.
faker. No, I get that thing's fucking expensive with the plated.
Take away his Gunpla
No, my
license.
dad got it for me
I'm
as a
taking
gift,
away
so I
your
was like, I might
Gundam
as well.
license, you fucker.
My my dad got it for me as a gift. I can't say no to that.
Gift or not,
No,
you're a
hey,
faker, fake fan.
I I've known you for all of 15 minutes, and I'm revoking your license immediately.
No,
All of your kits
Kidding.
are forfeit to me.
Yeah, give me
Give me your
no.
backlog.
all of them are mine now. Fucking. I digress. What
Um,
were we talking about?
uh, I I I wanted to bring up the motorcycle thing. As funny as it is, it does
Yeah,
play a really nice role in the movie, I think, because you
yeah,
see something that I was worried about, especially because we didn't watch or because we watched the compilation films of Destiny, is we never
yeah,
really got to see like Kira and Lacus just chill together, right? It's
yeah.
always they're thrown in the middle of shit, so we have to see them do important
War,
fighting
sex,
war, right?
war, bureaucracy, sex,
But
war.
it was really nice
Or
seeing them, go off on a little date. They had a little picnic under the cherry tree with Haro,
that was really nice.
with
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mr. Pink saying, "You'll never change." That one was funny. That one got laughs out of every audience I went to.
yeah.
Pink
That
is
was really
evil.
funny.
He's
And
so
Pink is
fucking
evil.
he's
vile. I
so
love him.
dastardly.
He
That
was.
reminds. I want to talk about something about the horrors when we get to that point in
Mhm.
the film when we discuss that. But like, there was a thing in the I think it was like I remember reading on the wiki because I was just curious about like trying to read about some of the production history for Seed Freedom because I know the thing was like in development hell for a while, but like he mentioned that
Years.
he specifically wanted Lacus and Kira to have a motorcycle because it is a more dynamic vehicle that has a lot of turns and like things to do on the road because it is in his words more reflective of the freedom that they are fighting for instead of a
Mm.
four-wheeled car. So there is a artistic reason behind them driving a really cool fucking motorcycle.
Good
Um
is such a funny guy. I love directors.
dude, oh yeah, no, it's fucking love Fukuda for that.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, I'm glad this film like honored his wife.
Yeah, yeah, definitely Morosar. Thank you so much for this. Like Agnes, for instance, we should probably go back to like the first scene. But like Agnes was entirely a creation by her, and her existence is just like to respect her contributions to the film.
Mhm.
So that's the
Okay,
thing.
Yeah. And
that makes sense.
her character's a little redundant, but I think
It's very redundant.
redundancy is really key. One of the things I was telling my brother after it, because he was complaining how the movie was literally just the trope of love triumphs over evil, but you need that redundancy in media, especially with how
You
hyper
do.
complex or hyper fixated things are, especially in Gundam, right? Everything's always
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
it's different from other mechas because it's morally gray, right? And then it's like you can have a simple story of, love is important. And I think Agnes is a really good thing to this, and so are the villains of the movie, where Agnes's whole thing is, you know, an attention whore, where she's like, I want to be
Jesus.
loved,
They don't
and I want to
understand
be
love.
loved by the best, because you know, that's how people seek validation in certain things. And her character radiates a lot of quest energy, like with
Yes,
how bratty she
that's the
is, right?
biggest comparison. That's the biggest comparison.
Like the
Like,
after she like started speaking for the first time in the movie, I'm like, oh, so that's going to be the quest of the movie. which
yeah,
it
yeah,
shows a lot of, because Seed is very representatory of UC, not just First Gundam, but like First
yeah,
Gundam, Zeta, Double
definitely.
Zeta, and CCA, especially with
Yeah,
how Destiny opens with, you know, the colony drop, and then them following it up with even more tense shit, right? um it's nice seeing those redundancies and those simple messages in grander complex things, especially
Yeah,
with a movie that's, you know, 18 years removed from when Destiny aired,
yeah.
or even
No,
10 years
sorry.
after the remasters. So
Yeah, no, it was definitely like, because I thought it was gonna go into, like, I thought the film was gonna be about the atrocity. I mean, it technically is about the atrocities of war, but it's more so about like finding love in these scenarios or whatever outside of like conflict. I think. Um, I'm putting a sticker on. So it like Ferbus is saying, it's definitely a lot different, because especially like if this is Seed's CCA, right? Like the sequel film that kind of,
definitely is. Like in terms of like its placement in like Seed's timeline, it definitely is like
yeah.
equivalent.
If this is Seed CCA, spoilers for Char's counterattack, but like it gets really fucking like out there in the ending, especially with like
Oh
between
yeah.
Char and Amuro, where it's just revealed that Char just had like really bad mommy issues the whole time. And then they just like disappear into the grand ether, ascending body and soul,
mhm,
never to be like seen again except as ghosts. And then like on the flip side of that, you have like a much more simpler in concept, um in Seed Freedom, much more simpler in concept, like theme of uh of being loved. You know,
mhm,
it's really like it's a really stark contrast. I thought
Mm.
because it's gonna be Seed CCA, it was gonna be at a lot more bleak, like CCA is, especially with like everybody dying and being groomed.
mhm.
Moment, a moment.
I
I mean, well,
Excellent.
that's because yeah, I don't think that's because Tomino was involved with this. So
I think the closest it gets to that is when the Archangel gets obliterated. It just gets absolutely fucked. The captain, she's like literally moments away from death. And when that scene played, I was sitting in my seat the first time. I'm like, oh, well, there goes my favorite character. And then Moo immediately gets his ass kicked again after that. So it
like,
kind of
Well,
feels
that is
like
terrifying.
it
yeah,
felt like all of the characters could die if the story
yeah,
wanted
like
to do that.
Which
I
is
was happy
in
for Kira to
character
die
of
at the end of
Gundam.
this.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is like that is something that can always happen in Gundams. Like, regardless of what entry it is, your favorite is not safe.
Yeah.
Even if they are the protagonist, they are not necessarily safe, and that is just a fact we have to deal with.
Yeah.
yeah. Like I was half expecting like Kira was going to die in the name of freedom or whatever, in the name of ending the war finally.
Mhm.
Because like keep in mind, in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, this is the CCA. I keep going, I keep mentioning that fucking that, but like I very much thought like they were gonna like kill a lot more. I was expecting a lot more character deaths.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
complaining that there
same.
wasn't.
Yeah, no, so same on that as well.
Yeah.
Like I thought redheaded thought was gonna die. I really
Yeah,
thought she was gonna fucking eat it.
I was
Um
surprised Agnes did not kick it either. Like, but I guess that's like it's a reference to what happened to Shin and Luna Maria in the original Destiny. Is like it Luna Maria took the place of Atheron in this situation, which
Yeah.
is pretty interesting when you think about it. It's like she sort of inherited the role because especially in Destiny, she did not get much of a role. Like her role was kind of just taken out.
Hmm.
Wasn't it to like just replace Stella as the love interest technically,
So
or
the thing is, like, this is all like stuff that I can't say for certain, but like mid production, Destiny switched gears from having like the Shin and the crew with like Shin, Luna Maria, Ray being the main characters into switching it to more an Atherin and Kira focus, which is
yeah.
like a shift you can tell, but you because of that, like Shin got less development than he should have gotten. Luna Maria got way less screen time than she should have gotten. Same with Ray. Same with all the characters in that. So that's just like a byproduct of that. So it's not, but it's nice to see that characters like Shin and Luna Maria got more like spotlight in this film
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
that was important.
I feel like the grand statement of this movie that everyone's coming away with is that Shin is actually fucking cooked, because
Dude.
everybody was going into this movie hating Shin, which I didn't get. I personally enjoyed him from the
I didn't
Destiny
mind Shin
thing.
at all. I mean, he was a little abrasive, but I
Like
think that was like
he
part of
was
the
just a
journey.
brat because he's, a bratty kid.
And
But
he saw the severed limb of his sister.
yeah, the gruesome fucking limbs.
Yeah,
He
so
needed a
you know
hand.
that might play a
Mhm.
factor.
There were people talking in my theater because I went really early, and I was sitting there and listening to their conversation, and they were talking about how they really wanted Shin to die a really brutal death because he was so annoying in Destiny. And then like the only comment I heard from those people, like this big group of 6 people, was, "Holy shit, they redeemed Shin. I love him." Which,
Yeah,
like, yeah, he's just a scrungly little boy. I love when he eats
he's a
mashed
funny
potatoes.
he's a
Yeah.
funny little guy, and he doesn't think.
He went, yeah, no. So basically, in Destiny, like, yeah, like you said, he is a brat. But the main issue is that, again, because of like the change, like during mid production, where they switched the main character to Kira, because that Shin didn't get the character development that he should have gotten, and went
Mhm,
on like more of like a downward spiral, like becoming the almost like the person, the thing you try to destroy, kind of thing,
mhm,
is where they took his character instead. And a lot of people did not like that. I did not like that. I had a lot of issues with that. And because of that, I do think Destiny benefited Shin by giving him a conclusion where he got to be like, he's still that immature kid, but he's a lot more calmer now, and he's developed himself like a sense of humbleness that he did not have in the original series at all. And they execute him in the funniest way possible by just making him just not being able to. He just doesn't think in combat. He's just all there's
And
nothing
empty.
going on through his head. He's just going in there. So good.
It is. It was really good. Like he definitely like. I think if there was ever a contender for like stealing the show in the movie, like a show stealer, it's definitely Shin. Like he was
Absolutely
really
him.
great in the
I
movie.
feel I feel like,
He got the big gun.
yeah.
And he ate a lot of
Yeah,
food. He was the guy who just got a bunch of food on his plate and stuffing himself. I
He
was like,
just stuffed. I
I
love
relate.
it. Yeah. I think Luna Maria too. She had a lot in
Yes.
this. You like she always felt like a supporting character, and the stuff with her and her sister at the end of Destiny was really interesting. And I guess it's just because we didn't watch the show, or they swapped gears, but it feels like things were missing from her as a side character that
Oh yeah.
they come full force in this, because what I was really worried about is, on the poster Shin's like in the corner, really tiny, right? But
Yeah.
him and Luna Maria, they had a lot of really cute moments, and it shows how they've developed over the like year since the Destiny plan happened, right?
Yeah. I
Shin's
fully agree with
mhm.
this.
It's kind of like a reflection of what happened when Kira met Lacus, in terms
Yeah.
of it kind of like deprogrammed all of the very aggressive and very mean brainwashing that a bad force put into them.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and that's been like a big thing about freedom is that love can save you. Like people can save you if you find the right person that you can appreciate. They can really help you out of dark places. And more on Luna is that one really funny thing about Luna Maria is that she has had sort of like a fandom reputation of being unable to hit things because I don't know if you've know if this is like made very obvious in the compilation films, but in the show, she is infamous for not being able to hit her shots. Like
Is
it
that
has
why she
become
missed the
a
nuke?
it
Well, she
no no
hit the
no no
nuke
no.
the
So
first
like
time.
yeah, she hit the nuke. That's the thing is that she has gotten like a fandom reputation of being the person who cannot hit a shot no matter what. She does hit like some shots, but like 90% of the time she is missing with her giant cannon. And they gave her the gunner pack, and she's like, "Why do you have the gunner pack if you can't hit anything?" So that's just been a fandom thing. But like this film, she beat the allegations. She actually managed to hit the shot. Like, yeah, the second nuke did hit, but that was not her fault. That was because the nuke itself changed course,
Mhm.
and she couldn't do anything about that. Like, it just went
That's
out of her
fair.
Yeah.
range. But
Um,
like she hit the first nuke. She managed to beat the Luna Maria can't aim for crap allegations. I was really proud of her.
I don't know if this is because it's from the remaster, but when we were watching Destiny, there's a scene where they're all on the I can't remember the name of the ship from Destiny. Um,
Which oh, the
the
Minerva.
Minerva, yeah.
Yeah, Minerva.
Yeah.
Um, they're on the Minerva, and Atherin's watching them do weapons training with pistols, and like Shin's locked the fuck in. Atherin's just like, nah, I don't want to. And then Luna Maria's hitting sometimes and then missing other times, and is never dead on target. I wonder if that was like a conscience character quirk that they wrote into her.
Hmm. Requires more examination.
Welcome to the
Hmm,
Luna
That's why we got
Maria hour.
the Luna Maria hour where we contemplate every shot she's
Yeah, we
made.
all build the figure eyes and just talk about her character.
I mean, you say that I'm literally building the Rising Freedom right now.
It's a good kit. I love
It's
the
Maybe
Rising
I
nice.
should
Freedom.
build a kit while talking about this, but
That's
yeah,
funny. Yeah.
crap, dude. There's just so much to unpack about this film. We still haven't talked about the first scene. Oh my god, the Rising Freedom kicked so much ass.
Mhm.
But that
Yeah,
was
like so
also that was the first scene, and the only scene where it actually shined is that the very first scene.
And then it immediately eats ass and
it gets
dies.
fucking yeah, it gets
Hmm.
fucking it's shit rocked. See, when I first saw the designs being shown off for the Immortal Justice and the Rise and the Rising Freedom, right? I was not feeling the design. I was like, this is weird. Like, how is this supposed to be an upgrade to the Strike Freedom? And then I realized, no, it's not. It's supposed to be slightly less. It's supposed to be just a more powerful version of the Freedom, which is fine. And then because I also realized that, like, oh yeah, the Strike Freedom is going to get like some weird like backpack thing based on what I've heard of from people who got to see the film first in Japan. Uh, so I was like, all right, I can understand it. I still don't like it. And then I saw the thing like move and was in action. I'm like, okay, I like it now.
Hmm.
And then I bought it, and then it showed up to my
Anime does
doorstep,
that.
and now I'm like, now it's like in my hands, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I fuck with this.
Yeah, there are some
Anime
designs.
does it. Anime does that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There are some
but
designs that are just better in motion, right?
move in motion. Well, like, cause even then, like, Seed has this really weird thing where, like, okay, so like, all right, you know, when you look up something into the Gundam wiki, right? Or we're just trying to look up like a particular design of a mobile suit in general. You'll see like the normal like visual key art thing, right?
Hmm.
Something about all of Seed's key art for any of the shows is that they managed to make all the proportions look like dog shit. But then when you actually like see them in the show, they're like these really nice, like sleek looking like mobile suits that don't have weird proportions.
You made a comment about that when we were watching Seed in the first few episodes. You were like, I'm not feeling the designs. And then you start seeing the ale strike kick ass, and then I think you audibly said, "Oh yeah, now that I'm seeing the move, these kick ass."
Yeah, well, I think I don't remember when I said this.
We've got like hours of audio, dude.
You have hours of
This is going to be so much fun to
footage.
edit.
Oh fuck me, yeah, it's gonna be great.
Good luck.
Uh,
But yeah, personally, like I've always been a fan of the Rising Freedom. Like that's just a thing because like it's not meant to be an upgrade because the Strike Freedom tech was banned technically. I don't know why they kept it, but it was technically banned after the events of Sea Destiny. So
was it?
uh
Is that what
yeah,
the
so like
is that what the
nuclear
freedom?
energy,
Mm,
the nuclear energy that the Freedom and Strike Freedom used was technically illegal. Like they did a ceasefire. Like they went, we can't make these just for the sake of keeping things under control. So like weapons will have to adhere to these kinds of things. So the Rising Freedom and Immortal Justice are more refined versions of the original Freedom and the original Justice, but they're not necessarily better. Like they're meant to be sort of like again refined versions that fit within the guidelines while still being powerful machines on themselves, but on paper the Strike Freedom and Infinite Justice outperform them, and they are meant to outperform them because those suits are like they are the most powerful suits of the cosmic era. And after the war they were technically made illegal, so
mm.
like yeah, that's the reason.
That's kind of
It's not meant to
funny.
be a replacement.
That's kind of
Sorry,
funny
what's
if they ban all
sorry,
the nuclear engines because they make a
time.
comment. Hmm?
My mom called me because she wanted to make sure I was maintaining the candles. I'll explain what the candles are later. Where are we at in the discussion? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
uh
We were just talking about the Strike Freedom,
mhm.
Oh
and
yeah.
like yeah,
It's funny that you said, they made it illegal because of the nuclear engines and the output, considering the
Was
fact
that was
that
the final of the peace treaty at the end of Destiny? Right?
mhm,
Because they
yep,
did like some kind of peace treaty, right?
yeah.
Okay.
yep,
All right. All
it's
right.
it's really funny considering the fact that they make a comment saying, "Oh, I can't believe they kept our ancient suits and also upgraded them to being nuclear powered for the duel and the buster."
yeah. That's funny. That is funny.
Like
That
they made statements all throughout Seed that, oh, nukes are banned, despite the fact that the war started because the Earth threw nukes at the plants.
Thanks, Earth Federation.
very
Woohoo.
cool.
I love space racism.
Do be that way sometimes.
That reminds me, is the Dual Blitz HG out yet or no?
No.
No. Those
No.
ones are coming out July, I think.
Okay.
Yes, July.
I was
And
literally I have a problem. I'm trying to get all the seed suits that I want before before the sale on that website I like shopping on ends. I
God
don't think I
damn
can
it.
like buy any more that I there's nothing I really
you
want, but I think I'm
You should
control
get
like I'm
extra
yourself.
Black Knight ones.
Control yourself.
dude,
Please control
literally
yourself.
as we were discussing it, I just put it in the pre-order for the P band I set, and I got the red and green one. I have all the Black
Oh,
Knights
if you're
now.
doing that, you should also get the Victory
The
2 for me and that
Oh
really
my
cool Zeta.
gosh.
You should get that Zeta pre-ordered for me, please.
all
Ooh.
right,
Control
remind me.
yourself.
Let's take a look at that after. Give me the money. I'll do it.
No, I don't think I want to give you money.
Well then you no model kit.
God damn it. So moving on. Let's jump ahead
Toys
a
are
bit.
important.
I think they do a really good job. The subtitles, actually. I wanted to mention this. Some of the subs were a little iffy. There were some that were obviously like, yeah, there was a few instances of I not being capitalized, some things not being capitalized, or punctuation being off. And
I didn't have that problem. What the hell?
there were a few lines that I noticed that stuck out that were very off. One of which is when we're seeing where Lacus is, and she's talking to all of the ministers, and they're walking through the garden, and the subtitles say, "The Millennium's finally coming back to Earth after a month. I hope the Commodore has time." Like something really rough translation like that. And the dub did a really amazing job fixing some of the line issues that the sub had.
Okay, that's really weird that you mentioned that. I don't know if you guys had that problem. I didn't have any of those problems.
Well, it's the
I
same
maybe
files. It's yeah, I think it's just in noticing it. It's because it stuck out to me.
Oh, well, I didn't notice the capitalization issues. That's so weird.
It was during when Shin was talking at some point. I think it's when he was talking about how he thinks that Kira doesn't trust him. There was like
Oh,
a bunch of
okay,
dots and then
yeah.
an I and then a bunch of dots and then another I, but it's not capitalized.
Okay, that didn't happen with me, and I remember seeing the movie. That's
Odd.
bizarre.
That's very odd.
Mhm.
Did you? Yeah, I never got. I don't know,
I
because
didn't get
Empy.
subs.
Yeah.
Okay. So I said this before recordings, but basically what happened is, we bought tickets for sub. I bought tickets for a sub, but for my entire like apparently my entire area and possibly of every part of the company that we had tickets for, they never got the sub, and they just played the dub, and a lot of people were very confused. I was very confused. We're like, "Hey, wait a second, we didn't play this," but yeah. So there was a bit of like a wave of confusion when the film started, but everyone kind of just got used to it and started laughing at the pronunciation of certain names.
Mhm.
So thanks, Bandai.
Yeah,
Lacus.
Lacus was the only issue where they say like Lacus or
The thing is,
Or
the
don't
thing
don't
is,
they pronounce Gian as Gyan or something like that?
or
Yeah.
Dilbert.
Gelgoog, Gelgoog.
Dilbert. Sorry. When you said Dilbert, I thought of the fucking comic strip. I thought of Dilbert in a fucking
Ex-President
motorcycle.
Dilbert.
Oh no, not Dilbert. You mean Durandal, you
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
nimrod.
We were talking about this yesterday. They changed how they say Durandal because it's spelled one way in the subs and then it's said differently in the dub.
Mm.
Interesting.
I think the dub
Very
was
interesting.
really good, and I hope you could shed some light on this. I have no fucking clue why people prefer the Ocean dub over the Bandai one because
I'm pretty sure it's just
we
nostalgia.
watched one episode of Seed dubbed because Kent Rowe really likes English dubs. So I have a try audio version of it. I'm playing the Japanese, and it's episode 9. So the purple haired little bitch is like Kaggle, right? And then he runs up and gives her a hug.
Kaguli!
And then the Ocean dub literally says Kaggle, like something.
No, wasn't it Kaguli? It was
Was
like
it? It was really stupid. It
Kaguli!
was really fucking
Kaguli,
stupid.
you're here! And it's like
Here's
a really fucking
here's
shit dub.
here's the answer, and it's nostalgia. This
Mhm.
is really just
It's
it.
really nostalgic because
Okay.
when we listen to the Bandai dubs, it
Mhm.
sounded less like a 2000s English dub.
Yeah.
Let's put it
And
that way.
like a lot of the people in it are ones that I remember from 2000s with like Lacus's VA. I know her best for playing Mikuru from Haruhi. And it was so fucking awesome hearing that in the theater, right? I think the
Mhm.
new dub's all right. I liked the like people were trying to get into arguments with me just because I posted I liked the dub. It
Yeah,
was good.
no, that's the Gundam community for you.
Hmm.
But I think it's mainly a nostalgia thing. I personally watched it in sub because like I come from Hong Kong. It's like you kind of have to.
Right? Yeah.
But like, so I have no nostalgia, but I didn't mind the dub in the theaters. I was bothered by Lacouche, but it's like that was a Bandai thing.
Yeah.
You can't fault the dub. Like the voice actors for Lacus actually mentioned this is that the only reason they pronounced Lacouche that way is because they were told to pronounce Lacouche as that way, which is whatever you say, Bandai.
Hmm.
When in doubt, just blame Bandai.
It's really funny
I'm very used to that.
considering in the actual
I'm very used
show
to that.
it's said as Lacus.
It is said as like Lacus.
Hmm.
Yeah, I caught. Sorry.
It says Lacus, yeah. It's
Yeah.
well, but more accurate, it's more said Lacus Ukraine. So I guess that's just a different way of saying it.
Hmm.
But it's language. When in doubt, just blame Bandai. Bandai's the root of all evil.
Yeah, fuck you, Bandai.
Fuck
Fuck you, take my
you.
money,
You Bandai.
Bandai.
Yeah. Uh, I don't mind the dub. I think it was fine, and it was just where do we go for it next? So it's like we the okay, so the main plot of this we haven't even talked about the main plot is that we have this new faction called Foundation,
Hmm.
and they want to follow Lacus's dream of uniting the world, and Kira feels like he's in fear because he's not doing enough. He can only fight, and thus begins the funny cock arc. the
Love
the
funny
the
cock
cock
art.
the main plot of the movie is Kira might be getting cocked
Hmm.
by this blonde guy who was fated to be with Lacus or something.
And they make it really
Oh my
evident
god.
because it's like scenes back to back to back to back. There's literally 5 scenes in a stretch of like the ballroom. Kira's getting cucked. She
It's
goes
so funny.
outside. The guy starts making moves on her. He leaves. The next scene, he's saying, "No, Lacus is great. She would never leave me." And then Lacus is feeling like she's, you know, inferior or
He's
whatever. And then the immediate scene after that is he runs out and then is scolded by a blondie make of shit face, the cuckmeister, if
You
you would. and and then he's saying, Kira, you're not good enough. I'm gonna fuck your wife.
I'm
And
gonna fuck your
then
wife,
the scene
Kira.
immediately after that is him talking to Lacus saying, "Hey Lacus, Kira's not good enough for you. I want to fuck you." Like it's
Oh
literally
yeah.
5 scenes in a row of that, and it's really funny.
we that to be fair, like that was like sort of like a meme on like social media when the trailers first dropped because that was like one of the things that was shown in the trailers is Kira getting cucked and his reaction to him getting cucked. It was really funny. Like the 'cause so like me and my friend as hyped for like Seed Freedom, we both took AVIs like from the trailer. And my friend, who's like a huge Athon fan, got the screenshot of Athon looking really pissed in the Zagok cockpit. I don't know if you know that, but there was like a screenshot where, or like in the trailers, the only shot we got of Athon was him first appearing in the Zagok, and if you remember that shot with him in the Zagok, he looks really pissed for no particular reason.
Hmm.
He just looks like really like really upset and ticked off. And
Yeah.
then it's just Kira being cucked. So me and my friend just had pissed Athrun and cucked Kira for an AVI. It was really funny. I was like, this is gonna be the best movie ever.
That's fucking funny. Oh my god.
And to be fair, it was the best movie ever.
It was. It
Until
was
you
It
a
watch
really good
was.
Guguru
Gundam movie.
Bones in theaters.
Kukuru's don't. Yeah, that was pretty good. But no, fuck that. We're talking about Seed Freedom. I actually was reading a fact on the wiki because I was curious. Like, are they gonna make more Seed content after this?
They
Because I
might.
know some people are saying that. Tell me
Yeah.
more about that in a second. But I was reading that like this film managed to top as being like the best-selling Gundam movie. Do you want to know what the one was previously? Ferbus would definitely know this because he's Ferbus. But for the people watching at home, the previously best-selling Gundam movie was Mobile Suit Gundam 3 Encounters in Space, I believe it's called.
Mhm.
The
Yep.
third Gundam Mobile Suit OG Gundam compilation film,
Yeah.
which means nothing else ever topped this, and also just more so speaks on the popularity of Gundam Seed.
Yep, absolutely. Gundam Seed is insane. You
Yeah.
cannot deny that is one of the most, if not the most successful, like franchise of all time. Because here's the thing, G-Witch sold more in terms of like its first year on airing, but Seed is like a machine that has not stopped pumping out sales for the past 20 years. It is now like in 2024, it is still earning a bunch of money, and it has consistently earned money since its airing. This is one of the most powerful like sub IPs of the Gundam franchise outside of the original Gundam. So
Well, it's listen as
this
I
film was
say,
hype.
is listen as I say, master grade, more like seed grade.
Or the Astray too, because the
What?
Astray is
No, yeah, yeah,
always
no.
getting
The
different fucking
Astray
versions.
always getting like that thing. Like for the love of God, I listen. I love the Astray. The master grade's pretty cool, but can they change the fucking hands on the goddamn Astray? Holy shit!
What's wrong with that?
Fuck! No, I'm so sick of the fucking three index fingers split with the tab that barely connects anything. I'm
Oh,
going
the
to kill
hand.
myself.
Yeah, that's the old Master Grade hand
I
designs.
hate those hands. I know. I know.
Bandai just has a hand problem. A lot of the kits
Just
I've
use
built,
3.0 or
especially
just use like the giant scaled up high grade hands.
mm,
Like I don't care. They need to change them. They're not
it's
good.
it's a
They never
reoccurring issue in
were.
their kits though. Like the Witch from Mercury line, I've been going out of my way to build as many of them as I can. And that's my biggest issue with that line. It's not the C clips, it's not proportions or weight. It's the fucking hands because they have
I
that
fuck with the
archaic
sequel.
old way of it's just the single line tab. It's not the one with the curve. So, they stay in more. Like I've lost the hands for my Lilith Thorn so many times by just putting it in the pose that it shows on the box. And it doesn't help that, it doesn't come with extra hands. It only comes with the grabby hands or the holding weapon hands.
Most high grades only come with one set of hand nowadays.
Mm,
Not a lot of people like that though.
no,
Yeah,
Like
I miss the old
it
days,
is. I
we were
back
also miss
spoiled by the
those
build
days when
burning
we got
Gundam.
more
I
back
gotta be
when
completely
Bandai was
honest.
cool and gave us lots of hands.
I need my hand. Give me my hands.
Is this the shot of Athrun?
Don't ask us how we got this.
Don't ask us how we
Yes,
got that.
Don't
that's
ask.
the
Don't ask.
exact. That is the
That is
exact
it, yeah.
shot of him looking very pissed for no particular
Yeah,
reason.
because he just
He just
emerges with it.
never understood why.
Mhm. I
So
I
pissed off.
I want to talk about this scene really quickly because the Zagok is
Yes.
my favorite Xeon mobile suit. It's one of my
Yeah, I think
favorite.
Ferbus might be a Nazi.
No, 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 no. Wait. It goes RX-78, Gun Tank, Zagok, and then the Jim line of like my favorite UC mobile suits. And
Mhm.
seeing the Zagok in like the most badass state it's ever been in, and hearing little leitmotifs of Gallant Char playing in the score when it
Yeah,
appears,
it
it's
was
so fucking
so
cool.
good. It was really funny, but like also really fucking awesome
Mhm.
in like the most like absurd way. Seeing the fucking like Zagot just like do like
Like look at
kicks and
that, that's so
flips.
fucking cool.
I'm so glad we're getting an official high grade of that. Oh my god,
Dude,
bro.
yeah, no, the Zagok became a fan favorite like immediately once the film came out. Like, like I was part of that. Like, the Zagok legitimately it. So Bandai did a poll for like the most popular things in Gundam Seed, and the Zagok ranked as the fourth most popular MS. Period. This is not just Seed Freedom. Fourth most popular MS. Period.
Mhm.
Meaning it beat out every single Justice and Atheron suit and most of the Kira and Jin suits as well. I think it was like next to Strike Freedom, Destiny Gundam, which is like, and that's just like, and like the original Freedom. So the
Those are
Zagok
fucking
is
insane. Holy
under
shit.
is like fighting on the tier as legendary Gundams like the Destiny and Strike Freedom. So the people, this
Wow.
Zagok left an impression, and I think it says a lot that in the last set of like kit reveals that we got, the biggest and most hype one was the Zagok.
Mhm.
Can we
People love the
I
Zagok.
think a
I
part of
would like to shift the subject really quickly. So when the film was over, because you mentioned the kit reveal. So when I was watching it, the day the sub came. Hold on.
he's got to reboot.
No,
I'm gonna
trying to
divert it
realign a
back really
sticker.
quickly. I had a comment about the Zagok. Um,
Oh,
I think a part of its popularity is because it's always in print and it's always really cheap.
That
Because
is also true. Yeah.
it's so much more reliable to pick up than like a gym, right? Because the original gym,
Yeah.
God bless its little soul. I have one on my desk right now. It's one of the only ones I don't have on my shelf. It's so old and archaic, and because it's blue, it's not really good for army building. But the Zagok, on the other hand, you could get it for like it's my brother picked one up from a fucking sushi place of all places. $10. That's the same price as SD Gundams. $10 for one or $13 for the Char custom version. That is such a beautiful price for frankly one of the best old model type ones. Like
I
the
agree. Yeah.
engineering's great. If you get the pegs and everything, it's great. I built it without kits once in or without tools once in literally 45 minutes while waiting for my friend to get out of gym in university. And I just sat there building the Zagok. It's beautiful because
It's a
it's
wonderful
very
guy.
it's
nice. I
small
love building the
runners. You
real
could bring it
grade.
anywhere.
I do
You'd
need
like
to
the
get
real
the
grade
mass
of it,
production
Ferbus.
version because I have the Char version, but I do need the grunt version as well.
Mm-hmm.
The blue version.
The blue one's
It also
nice.
looks great.
Yeah.
I bet.
Or the master grade. That's one that I really want to pick up. The master grade or the real
I
grade ones.
I at this point I want to get like the real grade and paint it in my own like my own custom Empy colors and to go. This is my Zagok.
Mm.
If I was in the Gundam universe, I would be an ace pilot piloting the Zagok.
Oh,
I love that thing so much.
I wish Goons was here because he did a custom. It's
Oh
Bochi the Zagok.
yeah, Zagok!
I
Oh,
love
that's
his
cool.
Bochi the Zagok. It's so fucking cute.
That's
I'll have to
amazing.
get a picture of it for you at some point.
So okay, so to bring the subject back to the kits, right? The Shizuoka Hobby Show was happening the day of the
Yeah,
film was airing, right?
perfect timing.
It was. I literally like credits rolling. I'm checking Twitter and I'm seeing like, oh shit, they announced like all the kits that I wanted from the movie. Also, real great Akatsuki. I
Oh, my
literally
poor
audibly
wallet.
went, I audibly went, no fucking way. And then someone like the next seat down, like the next seat over, like 2 seats away from me is like, what? What's happened? And I go, they announced the real great Akatsuki. And then the other guy goes, what? And I'm like, look, and he goes, oh my god, we won. And everyone, and then there's other people that are like, wait, what happened? I'm like, guys, real great Akatsuki. And the whole theater fucking erupts, and we're all like, let's go, we won, let's go. We're all like high-fiving each other, we're all like fucking, we're like cheering and fucking clapping, and like it was like this like a fucking war ended, right?
That sounds amazing. I
And
wish I could have the experience.
it was so fucking funny, right? And then the guy who was in between me and the other guy just goes, you guys are a bunch of fucking nerds. He obviously has like a joke he was playing into the humor of it. But it was so funny seeing the reaction, like with that reaction, we were all just like, yes, because I am
I
of the proponent. Akatsuki never had a good kit.
uh okay, so there's two things I do want to say on this. First off, I had a similar experience, not nearly as hype as the one you got,
Yeah,
but I did watch the film with a few of like my friends from a local hobby store. Like we build kits together sometimes, and we got the
right.
announcements, and that was a fun time. Like that was a really good thing is that after the film ended, we got to also see a bunch of kits released. It was just kind of like perfect timing. It was really hype. The vibes were just
Yeah.
really good. And the other thing I have to mention is they really had to mention the real grade Akatsuki a month, like less than a month after I bought the high grade.
I watched
Oh
that because
no.
like right before I went into the movie, one of the few things like Don calls me on FaceTime is like, "Hey, you have to keep me company while I drive." I'm like, "No, I'm about to go into my screening of this movie." And then the next thing I see when I close out of the FaceTime call with him is your Twitter. Twitter refreshed and it showed your tweet about your Akatsuki. I'm like, huh, I wonder if that's going to appear in the movie. And then it appears in the movie, it kicks ass. And then I get in a phone call and they say, Ferbus, it's real. It's getting a remake. It was so
I'm
fucking
so happy, but
funny.
like that kit desperately needed like an updated like release. I won't say it was bad. I think that's just me being stupid because of not being a big fan of old high grade engineering compared to what we could get nowadays. But like the Akatsuki needed it. Like the Akatsuki got zero love. Like all the other shit, all the other mobile suits, they get love and not like I would say like one of the most beautiful looking mobile suits in Seed. It needed that real grade.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. Here's the big pill that I have to say about the Akatsuki and high grade seed kits. Like, I don't think high grade seed kits are redeemable. There are some that are actually really really good. Like for instance, the Legend Gundam. That kit does not need a revive, in my opinion. That is perfectly great, even today, 20 years later. Is surprisingly quality. The issue with Akatsuki is that it has a gold plating, and that makes painting it infinitely more difficult. And I learned this the hard way, is that painting the Akatsuki was a fucking royal pain in the ass. And that's the reason I wanted an update, not because of the engineering, not because of how it looked. I think the kit, proportion wise, looks great, but holy shit, painting this thing was such a huge pain in the ass that I just gave up halfway. I was like, you know what, the striker pack, I don't care. I'm just gonna use the stickers. I don't want. This has been such a headache.
Oh
because
god.
it's
Is
plated. You have to sand the plating. You have to strip the painting, and after that, you have to paint the areas and do the layers. But at the same time, because it's a plated kit,
Jesus Christ.
you
You
can't.
went oh.
Yeah, no. So I straight up like made my like a painted Akatsuki. I did the shield. I made the colors accurate, but because it's a plated kit, if you ever scratch anything or make a mistake, you're just fucked.
Mhm.
So when I scratched the shield while making the shield, so I was like, "Fuck, what'll I do? Well, I'll just paint it the extra like lips, like the ridges of the Akatsuki." And it's not accurate, but it's better than just having a scratch there. So
Oh
that
lordy.
just made me really want an update, not because I think the kit necessarily was dated, but because oh my god, I I don't need other people to experience the pain of painting this kit because god fucking damn it,
That sounds like a pain in the ass. Now let me ask this as someone who has never built the fucking Akatsuki, right? I'm gonna call it the fucking Akatsuki in honor of you.
man.
Is that thing undergated at all in any
It
way,
is.
shape? It is? Okay.
It is, yeah. The thing is, undergating is not a new thing. If Bandai intends to plate a kit, they will undergate it. That's
I
always been a
noticed that
thing.
on some older releases, yeah.
The
Or
issue is
on
that
some
Bandai
releases.
does not always have the foresight that they will undergate a certain thing. So, for instance, the unicorn, uh, they did not anticipate the Fenix being a thing until they made the real great unicorn. So, the real great unicorn is undergated.
Yeah, I
But
noticed that. I was
every
like, "Oh, they're
other
definitely making a Fenix when I built it the first
Yeah,
time."
but every other unicorn kit, including the Master Grade, does not have undergates because managers did not have the intelligence to predict that, hey, maybe we should probably undergate this kit in advance for the kits later that might need it. So that's the main thing, is that if Bandai intends to play the kit, they will undergate it. When they don't intend to make a plated kit, they won't. And sometimes these guys are very stupid and don't look ahead. And if there's one thing that Bandai is that they
It's
are a very
stupid.
short-sighted company. That is just a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, that's yeah. That's definitely like not to like digress from the seed discussion, but I definitely noticed that when I because I got like the first release real grade unicorn, so I didn't experience any of the issues other people have with the real grade. Apparently, I remember just mine being like really fucking solid and like thinking apart from the perfect grade, it's like the best transformable version of the unicorn. But like I saw like some of the parts under game, like yeah, they're doing a Fenix. Like I could tell they were doing a Fenix. Uh, but yeah, no, I it was just really funny, like seeing like literally like I was like, damn it, I really want the Zeus silhouette. And then it's just like high grade, the Destiny Spec
You
2 with
still
the Zeus silhouette.
it's so hype.
It was such a like fucking like top 10 hype Gundam moment
Um,
for me.
getting back on track with the movie plot.
Thanks, mom.
You're welcome. Uh, getting back on track with the movie. So the Freedom gets fucked. The Zgox there. They all go to the secret base.
Yeah.
They think the Archangel's gone. That's bound to have
Happens.
fucked up Lacus, and I think this movie does a really good job at showing her resolve, because like even when she's like completely breaking down, thinking that she's responsible for Kira getting nuked to death, she's still
Yeah.
standing there like, I believe in him. You can't have these horrible motives. She sticks to her testaments and her ideas, and I think this movie does a really good job at showing how miscommunication can impact relationships while also repairing them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I do like that Lacus has a steadfast like mentality because that's one issue that Destiny has, that they did a bit of character revision to reintroduce conflict where they didn't plan conflict. I feel with Seed Freedom, they did not have that mistake. If anything, they had the foresight to look at the problems of characters established previously and address them all. Like Kira's, like hadn't. Kira is infamous for being Kira Jesus Yamato, since he like basically just like solos everything in the original series. So they point that out as a problem. Like, hey, Kira, you don't have to handle everything. You probably shouldn't handle everything. I don't think that's
Mhm.
a right thing to do. And Athlon like calls him out on that. And I was like, they are doing a really good job addressing the flaws that these characters have and making them better despite that, and being accurate to how they are presented in the show. Like Athlon is very level headed, as he should be. He was always like relatively level headed at the ending of Seed. And Destiny didn't really do that, but in this film he absolutely was like the more mature type of person he was in the ending of Seed. And Kaglia especially also got a lot of justice. She was very capable and a really cool leader. And if there's one thing I think Freedom does extremely well, is that it has done justice to all of the cast members that were in the previous series. Like, regardless, I do not think a single character is assassinated or mischaracterized. They are all done well. I'm
Yeah.
very happy with this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think to that point, they utilize a lot of background characters really well. Like even if they don't give them um significant screen time or any lines, like one of the mechanics who are with them since Seed, he's seen
Yeah.
putting out fires when the Archangel's going down.
Yeah.
Kira's friends from the original Seed, they're just
Oh, that
working
made me
with
so happy.
they're working with Kagale. They're off in
Yeah,
Orb
they're
doing
there.
their things with their
That made
stupid
me really
ass
happy.
2000s designs. It's great.
I love that.
I
What's the
love the
guy with like the fucking
glasses.
2000 ass
That guy
glasses?
with the glasses.com.
That guy with the fuck off.
That's
That
hang on.
the guy
No
that got
one can
fucked by
remember his
Clay.
name.
I don't remember his name. I'm
It's
gonna
it's
Google it really
it's
quick.
Flays Cucky.
Yeah,
Psy.
Flay's from
That's Psy.
Psy.
There he
Yeah,
is.
even Psy's like there just for like 2 minutes. I'm like, oh, it's the guy from Seed,
Mhm.
The guy that got.
and he still has
He's
like
such a
that
funny
those like
guy.
fucking the we still and he still has those like fucking stupid ass
Orange
glasses.
He
glasses.
does.
The orange
He's
glass with
seeing
the hair.
everything in
Like
piss vision. It's awesome.
he's seeing everything in Mexico vision.
I was happy seeing him still relevant. I love those guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, even
It's
though they,
just nice to know that they were alive. They're still kicking and they're still important.
Yep.
yeah, they're still doing stuff. They're just not with Kira and the gang. I did. If we're talking about characters that appear for 2 minutes, apparently, even though it wasn't necessary to watch Gundam Seed Stargazer or know what's going on for this, apparently, two of the characters from Stargazer appear for like a quick second as like a
I didn't
cameo.
notice that. I didn't notice that
I
if they
don't know
did.
who the fuck they were, so I didn't know what to look for.
Well, when we watch
If they did
Stargazer,
appear, I
that'll
did
be
not
cool.
notice them. That's the thing. But what I can say, and this is very important, is that they knew the mission and they included Shiho Hahenfuss for a single cameo where she just stood in the background. And in fact, they understood the mission, so like they superseded their mission because the mission was to have Shiho stand in the background and do nothing, but she stood in the background, but she gasped. She finally has her first audible line in the entire franchise. It's not even the actual line. She gasped. That was her only line in all anime of Gundam Seed, despite being a fan favorite character. And I'm like, this is perfect. So, if you don't know, Shiho Hahenfuss is this one character that is basically part of the Seed Extended Universe. She li- gets cameos in the original Seed and Seed Destiny, and she literally does nothing but stand in the background. And because of that, she's become a fan favorite because characters that do nothing are the primes to becoming fan favorites.
Yeah, like
She has
Nipple
gone,
Splint.
yeah, she has she has gotten a manga spin-off, and she's like one of the most like essential character in the video games, and she even has a model kit for her own unique mobile suit in the back, like her own unique mobile suit. So, and that's actually the one I'm building right now. I'm building her mobile suit. I'm building Shiho's Saigu. So that's the
Okay.
thing, is that she is this fan favorite character, and yet her only contribution in the Seed anime is that she stands in the background. And she still does that. And I'm really happy that she still does that.
I also thought it was I might be wrong, but when he gets the upgrade pack at the end for the Freedom, when Lacus docks with him, he's got just like one of the katanas that the Astrays have.
Well,
It's a
no,
little
okay.
different.
It's a little different, but the concept is the same.
Hmm.
So basically, the reason the katana of the Gundam Astray exists is because the guy who pilots the red frame, he's worked for the junk guild, and he's like sort of like this like rogue guy, and therefore he's always after money, the money, money, money. And the reason he doesn't use the beam weapons is because beam energy costs money. So
Hmm.
why spend money on electricity and energy when I can just cut them with a giant physical katana? So
That's
that's actually
fucking rad. What the
yeah,
fuck?
no. Okay, so I'm assuming both of you haven't read Astray, but Astray is
Fuck
like
no.
okay. The way I can describe Astray is, you know how Season is an emotional drama, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if we just took all of that, threw it out the window, and just have this meat-headed guy, like flying around space, hunting for like scraps of metal to sell, trying to earn some money, and that's the story, is that he's just this really him and his mates, his crew, the junk guild, just fly around space trying to get some pay, and they have a giant Gundam with them.
Is this please tell me the manga's translated in English?
Yes.
Yes!
The base manga is translated in English. There have been many sequels. The sequels are not, but there is someone
God
on the in progress of
oh,
translating them all one by one. So
thank
it's more
Christ.
just a matter of waiting at this point. But the original manga has been translated, and that is
Okay.
complete. The first sequel just finished got its translation, so that the sequel after that is on its way. So it's just wait. Yeah, there's a guy working on
Okay.
it.
I
Because like
know.
I definitely want to check out a straight because I loved watching the two PVs for it, which show like a guy and then the guy who pilots the second L or whatever it is. The really cool.
He is Guy. The guy in the red frame is Low Gill, and
Sorry, Lol. I keep
yeah,
calling guy Lol. I combined them. My
yeah,
bad.
no, it's Low. Low is in the red frame, and Guy is in the blue frame.
Guy is the
So
blueprint. Yeah. So
yeah,
seeing those two of Guy and Lowell. Those were I love the PVs for those.
yeah, that's hype. So Astray is fun.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Hell yeah.
really quickly, I want to touch on the enemies in this. The
The
villain
Yes,
Black
force.
Knights.
the Black Knights and the one White
Yes.
Knights.
They're
I need their mobile suits. I'm poor. I'm so poor.
I just bought them all. I'm so fucking excited.
they're
I need money.
the character designs and their use in the film are very typical right? It's like, oh, we need
Yeah.
new, like it fits in the character designs of the Seed universe, and they feel very archaic, if that makes any sense. It feels like
Elaborate.
a 2000s shonen manga,
Huh. Okay.
in terms of how the characters are designed, but with new quirks that are in trends now for that type of manga, in terms of like, what does a bad guy look like a disposable bad guy.
Okay.
um
Okay. I
the
see what you mean.
the
Like they look
designs are a
very
little
stereotypically
weird.
bad. Yeah.
The characterization is very obviously one note for some of them, but I think that's
Okay.
fitting considering they all have literal mommy issues.
Their mom is a weird child. That's their mother.
That's
Yeah, that's
also an interesting part of the movie that I wanted to talk about for a bit there. The
It all goes back to that fucking whale skeleton.
mhm.
the whale. The
Infinite
whale.
Zero One. Oh,
We will never get an answer to the whale.
Stupid
I really
fucking
want to see it.
whale.
Like, oh, there's just aliens in this universe, and they have the same intelligence as whales, and they never like explain. I'm like, what? So
Mhm.
yeah. Sorry. Anyways, continue.
So, what's everyone's thoughts on, one of the main villains literally being this old woman who's, I guess, either through cloning or through bioengineering of bodies, has taken the form of
Yeah.
a child.
I thought it was really interesting. Because I was like, why is this like is this like a French Revolution? Is this like a French monarchy situation where like
Mhm,
the child is the fucking prime minister of an entire like nation? Or what? And then I
mhm,
realized, and then when they like kind of realized, like, hey, this is her 19 years ago. Wait, that means she's a clone because Seed and its clones
mhm.
that I've come to learn. I
Yeah.
thought it was very like this is like it's very much an interesting take on how they like try to prolong life, especially since with the Accords, the super coordinators, right? They all have a predetermined path, so she's like in theory, all right. And I'm gonna bring this up, so maybe this is sequel bait. That means this character, the fucking the small woman, the small child woman, she's virtually immortal because she can just keep like doing cloning and shit.
Yeah,
And
she puts her mind in like the body of a younger self. That's what she does.
exactly,
And
yeah.
she's
So
funny.
she can
That's
just keep
funny.
rebooting herself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely like I wouldn't say she should keep coming back if they decide to do more like seed sequel stuff, which I highly doubt they won't do. I highly doubt that they won't do seed sequel stuff based on the if the success of Seed Freedom's indicating anything, they know money when they see it. Bandai definitely knows
Yeah.
money. Uh which I'm down for more seed stuff.
You say this. However, they have made
Okay,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
dumb decisions, so I would not go. Well, they love money, but do they know how to get money? No.
Mhm.
Dumb decisions.
No.
Not continuing the Reborn 1/100th line. Hello.
Yeah.
Recent example, shutting down Uder Hunt and then immediately announcing, "Hey, look, new anime for it."
Well, they shut down the game, but isn't there like taking all the cutscenes from the
Mhm.
game and making it into like an OVA film?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because Uder Hunt was in development hell, and then it just didn't really hit it off like it should have. Because I
Yeah.
think they were like 50,000 years too late to capitalize off the popularity of
IBO.
whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring this up really quickly. Um, Having the leader be a young girl brings back a lot of Minerva Lao Zabi stuff. You
Okay.
haven't seen Unicorn or Zeta yet, Dawn, but
No, I have
it's a
not.
big thing when they introduce Haman that uh it's kind of like a puppet thing where there's a person behind everything using them, and that kind of comes through in this movie in terms of how
Right.
she's got her own goals and ambitions, but the main clone cuck guy also has his stuff.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that because we keep bringing up like uh callbacks or like, hey, this is like you see, that's like you see, everything you see, I see, you see, right? Um, It definitely feels like Seed as a whole is like 2000s Universal Century, but with sexy people.
No, that is actually the point of it, is that Seed is meant to be basically the new generation Gundam for new fans, like of the 2000s.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
that and it succeeded. It very much succeeded. That's why it's as popular as it is. So like that is the point
Yep.
of Seed, is that Seed is meant to be Gundam for a new generation.
See, and I'm just sitting here wondering when they're going to do an adaptation of Gundam for the Barrel.
I do not know what that is.
You don't know what Gundam for the Barrel is?
Uh,
Okay, okay. Real quick. It's like a reimagining
no.
of OG Gundam, like Seed, but like all the designs are fucking weird. And Char wears like this weird like
Oh,
jester mask, and like it's like some of the most like weirdest like
I'm
fucking redesign.
surprised. I'm surprised I haven't heard of this.
I thought you
That's
tweeted about it. I'll show you after the recording if you're
it's
interested.
not. It wasn't me, but because like I know my shit. I don't know this. That this is the deep cut.
Oh no.
Dang.
Oh no. Have I
I
out
know
MP'd?
about
No, I'm kidding.
Ring of Gundam and like Guy Gear, but this is something that even alienates me.
Ring of
That's
Gundam was
surprising.
that CG animated short, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that
I know the
never
one.
went anywhere.
It was so fucking weird. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was really fucking weird.
thanks, Tommy. No.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, back to Seed Freedom. Seed Freedom. Um, you know, Seed, and then I definitely felt this with Seed Freedom. Like, yeah, this just very much is just feels like Universal Century, but if everybody was like cool and sexy and young, and
It's Universal
it's
Century, but they have more sex.
they have a
Yeah.
lot more sex. Nobody's
Space
asexual.
racism sex. Let's go.
Space racist pussy, racism pussy,
Pacifist
Kira Fultz
pussy
racism,
out
Kira Fultz
outweighs
racism pussy,
racist pussy.
fucking hate Flay.
Get
Welcome to
around.
the club.
Get around.
Fucking, I'm so glad she died.
This
um,
account is a safe space for women who suck.
That is Gundam Seed in a nutshell. To be fair, I like we have Flay now. We have Agnes.
Mhm.
There's just a lot of bad women. Actually, that's not even a seed thing. That's
women,
just a Gundam thing.
Yeah.
That's just a Gundam thing.
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of bad women. Yeah, no, that was definitely something we noticed in our seed watch through. Like, yeah, Flay is just a bitch. Um,
That she is.
yeah, and then to bring it back to Seed Freedom, that's what Gyan Pilot over here very much felt like. She definitely felt like
Agnes, yeah.
it definitely felt like a welcome back Flay type thing, like the reincarnation of fucking Flay over
Yeah,
here.
just a little
With
less racist.
a little less racist, a lot more and manipulative.
We love manipulative god
We
dog.
love,
It's
especially when they're
You
Flay.
can't
piloting
say
Gyans.
that. Can't say
Yes, I
that word
can.
on YouTube.
I can't say you two.
No.
Oh
You,
shit!
you, you have to believe that.
I'm gonna have to
Gonna
do
think
so.
it's-
Every time we watched fucking Seed, this motherfucker doxed someone's
Oh yeah.
name. I have to go through like 90 hours of us watching shit just to make sure that I bleep all of the names. It's going to
I'm
be
sorry.
hell.
I didn't mean to use the code to go against not using the code names or
Uh-huh.
code names.
Um, all right. I guess we could talk about the finale. They break in,
Yes.
they're
Yes.
rescuing
The best.
Lacus, and
The
then
best thing ever.
they have this very well. First, I want to touch on Kira's little breakdown because it
Yeah.
feels very in character for him
Very in
because
character.
you
And
know.
again, it makes Kira acknowledge his flaws, that he can't be Space Jesus.
Mhm,
He can't save everyone.
He
And
finally beat
that
the
doing
Space
so is
Jesus
not right.
allegations.
He
mhm.
Yeah.
finally beat the Space Jesus allegations, and he does do freedom with his friends.
Yeah.
He trusts Shin. He
Well,
confides in
yeah.
Atherin. He's no longer Jesus. He uses the power of friendship, and that's unironically, I kind of love it. I love the
Yeah.
power of friendship.
See, for me, it's like, oh yeah, he's not Space Jesus, but then he's not being then he like went back to not beating the space Jesus. Well, actually, I'll wait for as we talk more about the finale. I'll touch back on that. But yeah, starting out like yeah, Ferbus has the thing that we're not talking about what's on screen. Yar. So fucking like that one of the things that like I there's two details about this film that were specifically meant to honor the Fukuda's late wife. That
Mhm.
being, his wife wanted the Archangel to sink in the movie. That was always a part of the plan. The other thing that she wanted was to have Kira and Athrun get in like a fucking fist fight. Um, to make up for the fact that the only action you get in the show is through the mobile suits. So that was their that's their idea of remedying it by two friends getting in a fucking fight and
They're
getting the shit beaten out of
they're
each
never going
beating
to
the shit
beat
out of
the
each other.
homosexual tensions with this one. I'm going to be
Oh
completely
fuck
honest.
no,
No,
because
they are
you know the
not.
gays, y'all uh just fight.
People love shipping Kira and Atham together, and I can't even disagree.
Hmm.
It was yeah, but that like because one of the things I kept in mind in the director's commentary. I do want to watch the director's commentary, but like the director's like beginning comments at the start of the film, which was the two main things he wanted to have some moments like he wanted to have slice of life like Kira and Locus's life together. He wanted it to feel like original Gundam while also having like the later half of the film feel like Seed, right? I definitely felt that like them in like a ritzy ass ballroom and doing dances shit. I'm like, damn, did they call in Tomino for that? This feels like a Tomino thing, right? Them dancing, Kira and Athrun getting in a fucking fist fight over ideals felt like original Gundam, right? And then the whole later half of the film is just everything's being thrown at the fucking wall, beam effects, crazy shit's happening. I'm like, that's Seed. That's Gundam Seed right there.
It's Gundam Seed.
That is Gundam fucking Seed.
Hmm.
That's why we love it.
The
Hell yeah.
the coordinators are very new typey in this. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing the fucking
whenever
yeah.
Lacus and fucking I just looked up his name and I completely forgot it, so I'm calling him Cuck Guy. Every
Oh,
time
isn't it like Orphe
it
Laffa
is, it's
fucker?
Orphe Latau or something.
Yeah.
Every time
He's an
they
orphan.
touch, they get this feeling.
No, stop! Bad! Go in the corner!
um, no, but that it
Every
was
time we touch, good.
Now you did it, Ferbus! Now you did! Yeah,
No,
fuck
that
you.
song.
it, it was really funny how every time they touch, they get that little they go seed mode, but then they also
Yeah.
go new type mode. Or when she has a nightmare about Kira leaving him or her, and that's the guy playing tricks on her already from like literally across the world. It's wild how
It is
new
wild.
typey everything is.
The cucking.
Yeah.
All we
Long,
missed
long
was
distance cucking.
literally
Is this
long
is
distance
this the,
cooking.
is this the new form of relationships of humanity? Long distance cucking.
This is the evolution of humanity.
We we can now do full love dramas at long distance.
Yeah,
We don't.
The
the
future!
future is here. I think the only thing that it's missing is having one of them see a waterfall, or just having water rise on screen during a new type moment.
God,
That's the only thing it's
yeah,
missing.
like it. God, that gives me a lot of memories too. The original Gundam, but yeah. Also, so all that's done. We get the final fight, and it's like we have to talk about the final fight. So
Mhm.
Yes,
there's
all the
so much to
final
unpack
fights.
about this. All the molecules that get revealed, Shin canonically not thinking, which
Yep.
is like one of my favorite moments. Like,
Shin
is he
doing
not thinking at
this
all?
and then Shin doing the fucking super move that led to like every model kit of the Destiny Gundam being sold out in Japan as a result. Did you? Well, I remember mentioning this to you in DMs, but like that move he fucking pulls, not the spin move, but the
Shadow
fucking
Clone Jutsu.
let me show you. Let me show you. I'll show you. Scratch it. Right. Fucking him like splitting into multiple duplicates and like taking and like soloing all the Black Knights. As a result, led to every kit of the Destiny Gundam selling out in Japan because people thought that scene was so fucking bomb, and they are
Yeah,
absolutely right.
you're right. I fully agree with that too.
It was fucking insane. Yeah. Yeah.
The high
Don't
grade Destiny was the rarest kid in Japan for like a whole month because of that scene. I'm not even exaggerating. It became impossible to get one.
Yeah, no,
It was
people
so
people loved
bad.
it. What happened to the Master Grade Destiny? Did that become
No,
hard to
because
find?
people don't want like the master grade as much as the high grade. Like the high grade is regardless, like regarded by far as the best Destiny. Besides, like it's also the easiest to paint. So like when,
So you could paint the
d-
Spec 2 colors, couldn't you?
yeah, yeah,
Shit.
exactly.
It's funny because Don just bought like 2 more versions of the master grade for this custom.
You can
I
still do
bought
it at the master grade. It's just like it's easier to do it on a high grade because it's smaller and there's
oh,
less parts to paint.
that's
Mhm.
fair. I've never like done a painted build for a Master Grade, so I kind of want to like.
You're not gonna have any issues.
Well,
There's
I know
no
that.
issues.
It's just more parts. It's not an unfamiliar
Yeah, that's
world to me
it.
in that regard. But
Yeah.
I bought the Extreme Blast and then the regular version so I could get all the effect parts and then so I could test stuff. I also bought the high grade Destiny again because I have a copy of that kit already when it first came
Oh
out.
god, the Colorea. The Colorea is so gorgeous.
Oh yeah. Oh,
This scene,
Then they brought the Sagok back, and then the big reveal of
fucking
the
pulls a
Sagok.
Sekai Kamiki.
mhm.
Yeah,
That
dude.
was so good. I screamed so
Mhm.
hard.
I know
That was so
this clip
awesome.
was circulating immediately after the Japanese thing because they were just like, "Oh, this is so fucking awesome." So I knew this going
Yeah.
in, but I thought this happened a lot earlier in the movie. So when I see him barreling towards Kira, I'm like, "Oh shit, it's happening. Let's go." Right?
That
Yeah,
was
no, the
so
Sagok
fucking
is
rad.
And
legit there for most of the film, and
mhm.
that's good.
And that lets us
And it
get moments where like the Zagok's got the huge
Tracks of
data
land.
center thing on it and it starts beaming inside a ship. That was fucking
yeah.
awesome. That was
Oh
cool.
yeah.
Oh, and Mighty Strike Freedom, dude. There's one thing I need to mention right away is that I don't know if you noticed, but Fukuda is a fan of Kamen Rider Kuga.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I was reading about the trivia. Rising
Yeah.
Freedom is a reference to Kuga's like forms, like rising forms, and then Mighty is a reference to Amazing Mighty Kuga.
Or
Uh
not just Amazing Mighty. Okay, so like yes, Rising Freedom is a reference to the Rising forms. Mighty
yeah,
Strike Freedom is a reference to Kuga's base form. And you know how the Zagok docked with the Cavalier, right? Like the Dragonar reference, because that is a Dragonar reference for the record. The Zagok's like gear that's shared with the Strike Rouge.
Hmm.
That's something with the Dragonars, because they also have a Cavalier thing. When the Zagok docks with it, it's called the Amazing Zagok, which is a reference to Kuga as well. And I'm just
there's a
like,
lot of Kamen Rider Kuga references. That's so
it's
funny.
I'm like, this he understands ball.
I mean,
He knows the good stuff.
it makes sense too because Kuga is a revitalization of Kamen Rider
Oh, Conrad, yeah.
in 2000 and then Seed
Canceled
um
Ultraman Nexus.
it killed Nexus.
It killed Ultraman Nexus.
No, Seed is a revitalization after Turn A of televised Gundam, and it
Yeah,
worked, right? It worked the same
it
magic
worked
that
very well.
Kuga did, and that's not to like say that Turn A is lesser because
Oh, Ferbus, you couldn't catch Ferbus dead
I'll
saying that.
always prefer Turn A over Seed. Turn A rivals UC for my favorite shit.
Erne is my favorite show as well, so I don't disagree with that either.
Hmm. But it's, you know, it's interesting to see those parallels, and I wonder if any of that was conscious or if it was just because, you know, Kuga's fucking awesome.
Kuga is very awesome.
Yeah.
Lacus in the final thing, she finally the criticism that Agnes gives that she overhears is, you know, she's not involved directly in the fight despite her always being in the mothership, right, leading everything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she rides the new backpack over and she manually calibrates
She
it with the
rides it
freedom.
all right.
She fucking, dude, I've
Yeah,
seen
dude, every camera angle. Dude,
this
holy
this
shit.
morning, the
That
first
was
thing I
Thank you,
handsome.
see,
Fukuda. Thank you so much,
Thank
Fukuda.
you, Fukuda.
the first thing
Thank you,
I saw this
Fukuda.
morning was someone go, I
Morning
haven't
wood.
been able to stop thinking about Lacus's pilot suit in the last like 4 months. So he hit bashed a figurized Lacus to just like
I
make this
saw
just
that.
1-to-1.
I
It was so
saw that.
cool.
I saw that. That was great.
That's funny. Dude, like every scene of her in that is just her like with her tits like
Mhm.
bouncing, her like just like spreading her fucking ass
Yeah.
Thank
on
you,
the
Fukuda.
camera. Thank you, Fukuda.
See,
Absolute,
I
absolute Kino.
our friend Kentaro, who wasn't able to see it in the movie theaters, I knew he'd go fucking rabid because all throughout Seed he's starting to go, okay, I think Lacus is my favorite, and we start hitting Destiny, and he's just full on crushing, going, holy shit, she's so adorable, what the fuck type stuff, right? And we joke about that, and I legitimately fear for his well-being because of Lacus and Freedom. Like you get the sleeping scene, you get
The
her
ultimate
cooking, you get
horny.
this, right? It's
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's great.
Oh my god, what a fucking
Mhm.
it's got
I'm just. I just have to say this, and I might have to wrap up soon because it's getting late.
right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah,
Uh
we anything else we need to talk about directly? Oh yes, one very important thing. Atheron canonically using
Oh,
he thinks about sex to, to avoid getting his mind read. He's so intelligent. It's
oh my
so funny. Quick's
just been
losing.
thinking about like naked girlfriends. He's like, or whatever. He's like, in the heat of battle, bro. You fucking kidding me?
That's
Uh,
that is a legit strategy though. It worked. The
it did work.
power of
It did in fact work. My favorite thing in that battle was Stella coming back as like a fucking Final Fantasy summon
dude,
and
that
just
was so good.
like the ghost of Stella turning like this like horrible monstrous like fucking thing and her just being like yeah or
That was
whatever.
amazing.
That was
That was,
so fucking good. Oh my
that was
god.
absolutely amazing.
Oh.
for
It's like
Kagali's reaction to it too, where she's just like,
yeah,
"What the fuck,
Yeah.
Atherin?" I think the
like are you
dub had a really good line for that, right?
yeah, no,
So good. It's
it was great.
actual. It is art. It's just really good film. It's not the highest like introspective thing, but it's an honest film about a guy about love, and considering Fukuda's like tragic loss of his own wife during the production of this film, I think it's very poetic that he's still able to like push these themes and be this honest with how he felt about relationships, that love is worth it and love and you deserve love, and I really respect that from him, especially knowing of the things that he's lost, is that he 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 lost the person most precious to him, but even then he's still able to deliver this message with so much sincerity and so much like confidence that he made this whole film about this in honor of her, and I'm like, that's just good. Like, he set out to make a film with the theme of love and the power of love, literally the power of love, And he did that while trying to respect all the fans, all of the legacy of Gundam Seed, and making sure everyone comes out of the theaters with a smile. And you know what? I think he succeeded with flying colors. That's why I
Yeah,
love the film.
Mhm.
I thought the film fucking rocked.
It's
I
so
thought
much fun.
it is a lot of fun. I definitely want to. I really really hope, because I'm not one on to do, not that I hate him. I just never get around to doing it, like watching directors commentaries. But like, holy shit, I really hope the Blu-ray release we get a director's commentary for this thing. Like it is needed.
Oh, yes,
Mhm.
please.
Yeah, I do. Like, I genuinely need to know. Like, I want to learn more about like why it took so long to get the like. Was it because of the health issues his wife was experiencing? Why the film took so long to get
I
made?
would assume that's a factor, but it's really just a lot of things, like Bandai being incompetent,
Mhm.
uh, production being difficult, and of course the tragic loss of his wife, who was
Right.
a main writer. Like, because Moro Sawa wasn't just like his wife; she was a main writer of the project. So
Mhm.
her
Yeah.
loss is not a personal one, but also a professional one.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they were a dynamic duo, so because of that, it took him a lot more time. So obviously
Fuck.
he pulled through. He managed to deliver a film that honored her vision and also respected the themes of Gundam Seed. And I just really have no complaints in the end. I had a good time.
Yeah. I had a great time, because my journey was very fast. I used to not be number one seed hater, but I used to be like, what the fuck is the big deal with seed? And then after watching it, I'm like, oh my god, I get it now. And now I have like my kitchen has just like a bunch of fucking like seed like uh unopened like seed model kits everywhere. And now
Don't know
I'm
what to do
building,
with
and I'm
my
about to finish,
Akatsuki.
the as we speak, the Rising Freedom Gundam. And now I'm like, fuck yeah, I love Seed. I want more Seed. I want to watch Stargazer. I want to read the fucking all the manga, all the manga that's translated officially. Uh, there's so much I want to. There's so much I gotta do. Uh,
There's a lot to do.
lot to do. I've always like was kind of like, oh yeah, I like the Seed mobile suit designs, but then like I really ended up liking the Seed mobile suit designs by the end of like this like fucking crazy ass journey we went on to watch Gundam Seed, or to shotgun the Gundam Seed franchise one way or
Because
another.
we binged it all in technically like 7.5, 8 days. We
Yeah,
watched all of the show in 6, and then
yeah,
we did all the movies in technically 2 days of watching them,
yeah.
2 3 days. So no, there was a
That's
lot.
why we're
Um,
yeah.
I think I said that like my first tweet when I got out of Seed Freedom was I love complex movies that have simple themes, mainly of that of, love. I think there was a tweet that I saw that summarized my feelings for this and the themes and the messages of this movie. And it's um a gritty war drama full of giant robots, bloody death, and missing my wife. Please, everyone in the audience, go get laid.
Go
It's
have
worth
sex.
it.
Sex is cool.
Mm-hmm. Abe would be
Like,
proud. Abe would be proud of this
uh,
message.
fucking Shinzo Abe.
Probably.
But shit, I almost dropped the shield. But like, if OG Gundam is solely focusing on the atrocities of war, then uh Gundam Seed as a whole is about why sex is cooler
Hmm.
than war.
Well, to build off of that, I think one of the ideas that sticks so heavily with a lot of people with UC and me especially is it's a case study of what you can lose and the interpersonal relationships that you lose during war. But
Lala.
Seed is the antithesis to this because it's, the relationships that you gain through this tragedy. It's the bonding that you do. By not killing everyone at the end, it's really a testament to showing some good could come out of any horrible situation.
Yeah. No,
I
it's
think that's
it's
a
it's
very
a good
beautiful
time.
message. Yeah.
It's a good time all
Mhm.
around.
Go buy model kits.
Go buy
I
model. That's
will
that's
buy.
that's the
I
overall
will.
message of Gundam. Buy the
I
Gunpla.
will buy model kits. I am a slave to this company. As much as I slander them, I
And
cannot stop.
as we've said that, I have completed the Rising Freedom.
It's a beautiful
Heck
kit.
yes.
It's this feels fucking solid now that I'm like holding it in my
Mhm.
hands.
The only issue
Yeah,
is the ankles,
that
I think.
that's the thing. The Seed Freedom kits are a new step of engineering that has never been seen before. They have an entirely new construction called the Seed Action System, and it is legendary. It is an
Yeah,
evolution of
this is
Gunpla.
this is
This
great.
this is a new standard.
Like
Mhm.
here, I'll turn on the camera. Nobody in the video when this gets put out. We should put this out soon for relevancy's sake.
Oh,
Uh,
good luck. I don't want to edit all of this. We could put this out
here
first.
it
We
is.
could put this
Oh, yeah,
out first.
here it is. I put everything. I like putting everything on the. I like seeing how much like shit I could fit at the same time on my Gundam kits. So I put both shields on.
I mean, that's fair enough, man. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have that kit. I also love that kit.
Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna build the Immortal Justice like immediately after this. I just need to clean
Oh
off the
yeah,
table. Oh yeah,
excellent.
and then I also have this. This is the MGEX Strike Freedom. I've been like slowly working through uh entry grade Strike Gundam, very based.
I can't wait for the expansion pack. I have four entry grade strike Gundams, or I have three. I have three because I have one high grade Ale Strike, one deactive entry grade, and two other entry grades that I've built that I'm waiting for the sword and launcher strikes for. So that way I will have all the strike variants lined up in a row together. I do have
That's
a
nice.
problem, but shut up.
Wait,
I may
wouldn't you in theory be able to make the perfect strike with these or not really?
Yes, you absolutely could make it a perfect
Yes.
strike. You're intended to, in fact. So,
Aha.
but I will be doing them separate because I have multiple strikes. I might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, there's also the new strike for the pre-orders of Gundam Breaker 4.
God, I'm so poor.
I don't think we can even get
I
those ones technically because it's through Bandai
We can't.
Namco.
No,
No. So,
no, we
hey
can't.
Don, you want to buy
But
us two collector's editions?
Collector's edition. Oh, for Gundam Breaker 4?
I'm so
No.
broke. I'm
I already bought
so
mine. Get
broke.
your own, you fucking broke ass. No, dude, I'm so excited for Gundam Breaker 4. Like, we're definitely like, it's a good time to be a Gundam fan.
Hmm.
It's always a good time
Yes.
to be a Gundam fan, but like, it's a really good time to be a Gundam
Yeah.
fan.
It's just a shame it's
Oh,
coming
yes.
out late August because that's after PMC when we're traveling.
I know. I was really hoping it was gonna be before PFC because I wanted a Gunpla battle with you on the plane.
I'm going to Gunpla battle you, Don.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, one can wish.
All right.
I think
Let's
we
wrap
can wrap
this
it up
up.
here.
Where can people
Yeah.
find you, MP? Because I know you've
I
undergone a name change recently on
I
social
Yeah,
have.
medias.
the artist formerly known as Man Pig.
Yes, but I am happily rebranded to MP, and I like this name, and I will continue using this name. And you can find me on Twitter. That's where I am most of the time. But I also do YouTube and I do Type Moon stuff. So if you want to find me on that, I'm also there. So yeah, that's mainly where I am. I do the tweeting about personal things. I do building model kits. I talk about mecha anime, and I also make Type Moon videos sometimes.
Hmm.
Excellent.
Mm.
Oh,
Alright.
oh, last comment. The Turn A Gundam Haro appears in this movie again.
It
Oh yeah,
does.
SEAL Team Haro, where they fucking use knockout
Yeah, we
gas.
almost forgot about that. God
I
bless
wanted to
Haro.
mention that. Yeah, hell yeah.
All right. Where can everyone find you, Don? Actually,
Uh,
no, I don't care. No one cares.
fuck
No
off.
one
No, you can
cares.
find
I'm
me on the
cutting it
Marco
out.
Satsu. You can find me on the Marco Satsu channel. Alongside fellow host Ferbus for our kaiju content of the channel. You can find us here on Giggle Boys, which is the content that wouldn't necessarily fit on the Marcos channel. This is mostly just unfiltered us just fucking around, having a good time,
Saying
either playing or saying, watching TV or watching anime or like reactions and stuff, or just playing games. Although I don't know what's gonna happen there because I think Marcos wants to do like a gaming channel for a tax write off, so that's pretty cool. Ferbus,
Yeah.
where can they find
All right.
you?
Slash Ferbus.
Let's
Onlyfans.com forward
go!
slash Ferbus.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yippee.
I like, as we were having this conversation, this whole discussion, Solo Chigoken Rubik's Cube
Got it now.
is
Yeah.
real.
Well, I thought you were about to say while we had this discussion, Nicole was getting cut in half again.
Oh boy.
I cheered when I saw this. You
Oh,
laughed, but I
God.
cheered. It was awesome seeing this man get cut in half again.
I will kill you. I'm going to kill you in Minecraft.
Number one Nicole stan be like.
Yeah. Poor Nicole.